What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. And we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the video.
Hold on. I'm asking you to hold on also. How is Logic any more of a guest than you are?
Excuse me?
How is Logic any... Because you just cut into him.
Is that what we're doing, Anton?
You said it. Now you don't want to be accountable for your words?
Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Is that what we're doing?
More of a guest
I'm not doing it. I was just asking you if that's what you're doing.
We got guests.
Hold on, JR.
Go ahead, Guapo.
Yes, sir.
Please don't stop this. Please don't
What's
stop
up, JR?
Bro,
it's going to stop whenever I say it's going to stop. I just stop responding. That's how it works.
We got to rotate the guest in. Come on, Guapo.
Yo, you are really like pushing the line. Kayla.
What are you going to do if I don't
Come on, hey, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, Guapo.
Okay, first of all, it's JR over talking everybody for me, okay? Because he's seen the things that Kayla's saying. You know, we already know, like, you know, Anton is Lapeef and Anton's thing. You know what I'm saying? So for him to say, like, oh, you're pushing it and stuff like that, and she's kind of like, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's like, that's kind of like a dangerous antagonizing. And it's not to say that, like, you know, it would be the end of the world maybe if she was not on the show for her. I'm not saying that at all. But, like, that kind of antagonizing when you're on a space that somebody is, like, you know, providing you, it definitely comes off like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you even having this conversation in this manner? And I think that just kind of, like, coincides with, like, people getting ahead of themselves, you know? A lot of times when we see women who operate in, like, that kind of, like, masculine energy or, like, you know, like we say, the sign language that need to be right, and they just have to prove that point and have to keep going and have to keep talking and have to keep responding. Like, it's very, very easy to get, like, ahead of yourself. It's very, very easy. That's why, you know, it's important to, when conversing, to, you know, remember not only, you know, how you should be responding and being respectful and having etiquette, but also remembering, like, who you're talking to in a conversation too. Because a lot of people will relay themselves to maybe how they will talk to, like, a homegirl or somebody that they don't like, and then talk to, you know, somebody else in that same exact manner, which is not cool. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely not cool. But, you know, JR is, like, butting in, and look at Guapo's face. Like, he's definitely, like, trying to de-escalate the conversation between the two of them because, you know, it's getting very intense. So from what I can tell, obviously, is that I guess Kayla was calling Logic a guest, and Anton is like, but both of you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is not, it's not like it's one of the other person's show. You know, it's our show, and everyone on here is a guest. So, I mean, a fact is a fact.
Thoughts?
JR trying to save you.
That's what I got. You know, take a look at your...
JR can't keep saving you. He's trying to save you.
Save me from what? What are you going to do?
Hey, y'all. Come on, y'all. Hey, let's go.
What are you going to do?
Guapo, let's go. Yeah. So I would say, you know, take a look at those results, you know, and just because some person, you know, has a certain preference, who are you?
Hold on. I got to say something. You know, that kind of antagonizing behavior is the detriment of many relationships. That exact energy right there is a detriment to so many different relationships because, you know, in an argument with, like, maybe a female and her spouse, and she's kind of, like, coming at him with that kind of energy, like, oh, yeah, like, and so what? And he's like, don't disrespect me. I told you not to be disrespectful, and I am going to disrespect you, and what about it? And so what? And what are you going to do about that? And da-da-da-da, and then this man leaves, or, you know, he's out there where he finds validation with another woman, and he's now, you know, sleeping somewhere else, or whatever the case is, and then you're so heartbroken, but it's getting ahead of yourself. That, again, that antagonizing nature, which is it's just not cool. Like, you know, you don't always have to be so, you know, huffing and puffing your chest. You could easily just be like, well, you're right. You know, like, I don't know what makes me any more important than he is. You know, I was just saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, putting things back into perspective. It's not like it was disrespectful or him wrong to even ask that question.
Speak on it individually, like really. You know, who are you to say that they're self-hating and has are racist towards their own person and don't like their mama? That's ridiculous. You know, there are 7+ billion people on this earth. If this person's not for you, move on. So that's all.
I agree with that, Guapo. You know, Guapo was saying, like, who are you to tell people that the reason why they're doing things is because they don't like their mom? You know, like, I 100% agree with that. And which is why when I was, when they were having their rhetoric before, on the videos that Melanie was on, and they were talking about, you know, certain situations, and Melanie was saying that, like, you know, she was going such against what Kay and Kayla were saying, and she was saying that it's not based on facts. That's why I agreed with that, you know, and I agree with what Guapo was saying, because there's certain people that you may be able to make that, I won't even say assumption, but you might know, right? Like, there's people that, based off of me agreeing with Kay and Kayla, I really know those people. Now, is it enough people so I can say that there's a lot of other people out there like that? To be honest, no. But it's just, I can only speak from the people that I knew. But when you want to look like overall, can we make an overall judgment based off of the 2, 3, or 4, or 5 people that I know that had that kind of mindset? No, you cannot. And we know that. Like, you know, as logical thinkers, we know that that's not, you know, the 100% the reason that we can make certain comments or conversations out there, because where you might know 5 people who think this way, you know, somebody can know 50 people who don't. So, you know, generalizations, I agree with, should not be made. I completely agree with that.
I got it. Team, it's been fun. I appreciate you letting me up. Ladies, have a fantastic evening.
Have a good night.
Hello, Wapo. Let's salute to you.
Bye.
All right, salute to you, Wapo. I'll see you on these YouTube streets. Take care.
YouTube streets.
Not the
It's
YouTube.
insane to me, man. I want to get back to this.
True table. What's
I want to get back to
goody?
this because JR is the moderator. So I want to get back to this link that was dropped in the back channel that now all of a sudden, instead of giving us insight on the study that was done and supporting your argument, right? It's now we just gotta go, and if we really cared, we would just do the research ourselves and maybe come back 3, 4 more shows later.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of supporting your argument.
Because I'm not doing that now. I don't have to do that. I supported my argument
So
with
this
the
is
study.
study that
If you don't want to read the study or go find the
nobody
study,
said they don't want to
that
read
is
the study,
on
man.
you. You want me to
Okay,
drop
cool,
you an
cool.
easy 5th grader
So-
link that
so
says
show me
blah, blah,
wait,
blah, blah, blah,
ma'am,
blah? Like,
ma'am.
no.
When you
I don't
done
have a
with your
5th grader
guns,
link for you.
show me the
Go
gentleman
research.
that said they don't want to read the study. What
You
gentleman
did
said
in the
they don't
back. You said a book. I said a book. You said,
Correct.
do I have a
Because
problem
most
reading? I said,
times-
you're the one mad about a book. That's what you said.
Who's mad about a book? Most times, listen.
I don't
give
care
you a
about
perfect
most
example. Here's
Ah!
here-
This combat is too intense. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. You know, and guys, I'm gonna be honest. You guys see me do the reactions here. I don't. We watch. I feel like together, collectively, we watch a lot of Lapeef together, and I like to think, you know, just from my own perspective, I think that Rilla is probably. I mean, JR is the most chill, and then I would think that it would be Rilla, you know, and Logic, and like I feel like everyone's kind of like cool, calm, and collective, and I think Rilla always kind of gives a balanced, you know, opinion. You know, he's not just one side all the time. You know, he gives a balanced opinion of you know, women and men. So I think for her to even be like kind of like directing this conversation in this manner is kind of like intense. You know what I'm saying? Like 5th grade, whatever. You know, Rilla is saying, like, if you're putting information, you know, most of the time, like, Kay does this. Kay will be like, oh, do you know the stats? Do you know the statistics? Do you know the numbers? Do you know the this? Do you know the that? And people might be like, no, I don't really know. And she will, like, drop a link to an article or to a this or to that to support her argument, you know? But she's also explaining the argument as well. So I guess that Rilla is saying, like, okay, you know, Kayla, where are you getting this information from? And she's like, oh, I'm getting the information from here. And instead of expressing or like going further and deeper and explaining, she just dropped like the link to a book, like a whole book, you know, not even like, you know, check this or check that or that, you know. And then Kayla's saying, you know, being combative, like, oh, well, if you want to look for it, if you really want to know that bad, then go find it out, go figure it out. Where it's kind of like, But if you're enlightening us about information, or if you're trying to tell us something or elevate our mindsets, then wouldn't you make it a little bit more clear so that we're able to find out about it right now instead of us having to go and then leave and come back again?
Think, Kayla. Most times when we sit up here having these conversations, right? And most people are trying to prove a point, and you can do the yarn. I'm cool with that. Shout out to HU. Because we all
I'm actually tired. It's almost 1 o'clock.
I hear you. I'm cool with that.
Not making everything about you.
I'm cool with that. I just find it interesting that in light of all the things that have come up,
look at JR. Look at JR. Rocking and blowing O's. Like, oh Lord, when is this going to be? When are we going to get through this?
Of everything that JB Uncle Logic said in regards to HBCUs, this is what we come back with.
What? Because I didn't provide you a study you can easily read like a 5th grader? That you're mad I provided you a study like you would have to actually go read?
Hold on. Sister Shaharzad Ali said it the best. When it comes to disagreements, arguing, and stuff like that, she says, as Black women, nobody can't out-argue us. Okay? Nobody can't out-check us. Okay? We got that. But that's, in that same manner, that's the problem. We don't have to prove that we can, throw that jab and have the last word. Everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is well aware of that. But it's just so distasteful. It's really distasteful. Listen, and you can prove your point, but you can prove your points without having to be disrespectful. Like, you can genuinely prove points without having to be so combative and so disrespectful and so against the opposite person, or trying to belittle the opposite person, because, he's having a conversation, he's saying, why would you do that instead of doing this? And in her argument to come back to, saying this, it's just, I didn't feel like it or whatever. You're mad because it wasn't a 5th grade this and the 5th, like, you don't have to be disrespectful. I think that's a major point. You can disagree, okay? You can even have a debate, but you don't have to disrespect or belittle the opposite party.
Hold on, I'm gonna play down.
You're mad that I didn't make it easy for you because you think that's you're entitled to that.
So here's the thing, and this is what I want.
Why are you entitled to?
This is what I want. This is what I want the chat to know. This is what I want the chat to know. A lot of times on these platforms, not just ours. Cool, I got you, Kayla. Cool. A lot of times on these platforms, when you hear people say, "Oh, I put it in the back chat," what people will ask for is clarifying information or resources. Mm-hmm. Most time they put a link that a person could read in the moment, right, and say, "Okay, this is the study. Right. This is the study." Hold on, Kayla. Hold on. I'm gonna let you cook. I know you've been quiet. I was late to work. I hear you. I'm gonna let you. I promise you. I'm gonna let you cook. You can skewer me. I don't care. Here's the thing, though. Kayla provided a book as a resource for a conversation that we having in the moment.
Right.
I see you, Kay. I see you with the eye roll, and that's cool too. Y'all both belong together on Mondays. I'm with that. So the thing that I was asking for was, do you have any additional resources? I got you, Kay. Can I finish my sentence?
No, you brought me up. Stop.
Okay, cool. So can you respond after I finish my sentence? Can you respond after I finish my sentence, or do you have to go right now? Is it more important for you to go right now, or can I finish my sentence? Which one is it?
Don't bring me
Well, I can bring you up the same way you bring me up.
Okay, you jump in every time.
So Kayla,
you jump in every time.
Let me respond. So,
and I get it.
I please want you to keep that same energy, and I do want the chat to pay attention. In particular, the young.
Did anybody? Is it just me, or did anybody else notice that Anton picked up the phone? JR went on mute, and they are clearly having a conversation right now in the midst of all this chaos that's going on. I know y'all have to be able to see this. Okay, I know y'all see this.
And the young women. Okay, so what happens in the back chat a lot of times, we ask for more resources.
Young men and women.
I hear you.
What are you talking about?
I hear you. The problem that I'm having is what Kayla is saying, is if she provided enough resources.
My goodness, Chicago.
I
don't have to.
Stunt like,
I don't have to. I don't care what they do.
Kayla, actually, you didn't have to say anything at all.
I I said what I said. I'm saying what I want to say.
Listen, Kayla, listen to me. Out of all the what you ain't got to do, you ain't got to show up on this panel. You ain't
but I'm here. You don't get to tell me what I'm going to say and what I'm not going to say. You're not going to police me. I got you. I'm with all that. You're not going to police me and tell me I shouldn't have said anything at all. I'm going to say whatever I want. What I'm asking you for is example.
Let me tell you something. It's so interesting that the rhetoric that we see now when it comes to women having conversations with men on like certain platforms is like the shenane, right? Like we get like he said, who gonna check me, boo, blah blah blah. Like we get more of the shenane, but like, can we go back and can you just imagine like when Claire Huxtable used to disagree or situations used to happen on that show, how she would like quote unquote check people or put people in their place, which I don't even think that this is a conversation that is necessary for anybody to be, putting anybody in their place, okay? Let me just be very clear about that. But I'm just saying, like, when Claire Huxtable had a situation that, she had to exert herself in a certain manner, it was done with such poise and with such grace, right? Like, in such a beautiful way, not stepping to this whole, really saying, who gonna check me, boo, shenane kind of attitude. It wasn't about that. It was about, I want you to hear what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is important, and also, I have a right to say whatever it is that I want to say. But I think that, going and reverting to that kind of like, you this and you that, who you this and blah, 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 like, and over talking and being all loud and all that kind of stuff. I think that's just because you don't have a strong argument or you don't have a strong point to make. Because when you do, you want people to hear that point. So you're going to make sure that you make that point as clearly and as smooth flowing as possible, because you want the other party to be able to hear what you're saying. And we all know, once you start getting to a certain volume, start yelling, start talking in a certain way, start portraying a certain attitude, men can't even hear you anyway. They already don't hear you. They hear like the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. That's all they hear.
You're going to come up here and tell me when I can speak or what I should have said?
No.
Why are you trying to tell me what I should have said?
So when y'all
Google don't work. I gave you the person, I gave you the university, I gave you the name of the study. And that's not enough for you. Your Google doesn't work. You need me to do the research for you, because most times people provide it.
All she had to say was, oh, okay. Oh, so you guys usually cite the work in a certain manner? Okay. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been a big deal. He's just trying to make the point that, like, what if he did want to go check it out right now and then come back and say, okay, Kayla, I understand your point, or I don't understand your point. He's not even given the space to do that because you're telling him to go read an entire book. I don't think the back and forth in regards to that is even necessary. You know what this reminds me of too? This reminds me of a video long time. I'm going to go search for it. Okay. This is before I even started reacting to Lapeef videos. I had saw this one video a long time ago. I'm not even going to talk too much about it. I'm just going to go find that video in their archive and I'm going to react to it. And you're going to see a very interesting conversation that kind of coincides with, just the dialogue between men and women, and when a woman like exerts herself in a certain way when she's talking to a man in conversation.
I don't care.
You know what? You're right, Kay.
Your Google work is just as good as mine.
You're right.
Chicago said, how can you wait? Chicago said, I asked for a resource.
Oh, you're going off camera. You're
Kayla.
upset. What is the point?
Kayla, Chicago said you asked for a resource. You provided a book.
I provided him
Literally a
the universe.
And here Kay now. Oh yeah, well he asked for a resource and you provided a book. That's literally a resource. No, but they don't have time to read the book. That's like you're siding with her just for the sake of siding with her, because we already know. We know that a book is a resource, but he doesn't have time to go read an entire book when he's trying to have the conversation right now on a live stream. Like, give a summary. Just say what it was about. Say what the book was about, and then he can go check it out after. But you're giving him all of this research. Can you say what the study was about, what the study said? Like, that's the whole point of having discourse and having dialogue within a conversation on a live stream.
study was done at, the person that conducted the study, and the name of the study.
Bumping your gums,
but like, because there's not
all you doing is bumping your gums.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop. This is a look, man. I'm gonna just say this. This all
you can look it up.
Hey, Kay, I just want to say, Kay, can I say one thing?
Books are resources.
All right, Kay,
no,
I want to say one thing.
Apparently, no, you cannot say one thing.
Kay, hold on.
My nigga, we in the middle of a show. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I guess he couldn't say the one thing. Mr. Logic was not allowed to say the one thing. The dialogue, having conversations, you know. I genuinely think, right, when I come on here and I talk, when I share my opinions on reactions and, you know, how I see things and my perspective on a lot of conversations, you know, I'm really talking to everybody, right? So I'm talking to, I'm just being blatant, okay? I'm just saying things out there. But I think that when you're on panels and when you have multiple people talking, you know, you're trying to elevate, you know, the conversation. So the show wouldn't be on here asking these conversations if they didn't want to hear many different perspectives. And when people are hearing other different perspectives, you might be able to educate some people in certain ways, especially when you have the studies, the numbers, the statistics, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So being able to cite that is proof to your argument that might change some people's perspectives. You know what I'm saying? It's not about standing up here, holding the flag, waving the flag, and changing everybody's mindset to think exactly like you. That's not what it's about. It's about the open dialogue. But if you're having an argument about the open dialogue when you can't even have the actual dialogue, it's a crazy space. It's a really, really crazy space. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. You know I want to know. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Guys, I'm going to go find that video that I was telling you about. Look out for it. It's I wonder when I'll probably do it in a little bit so that you guys can see it. You know, and it's just an interesting, just wait and check it out. So hit the notification bell so that you will see and be notified as soon as I post. And again, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram at RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.